The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, what do you think, Scott? Are we ready to do this again?
Kickstart Kenosha Today. Kick-ass Kenosha Today.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, along with my co-host, Elmo the Insane Schneider. And we welcome you to the June 6th edition of Kenosha Today's Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. Elmo, I want to thank you for being America's talk show host for law and disorder.
That's right.
Can you pray with me? Oh, shame, I got it upside down. That's what happens when I watch too much CNN. We have a guest with us today in
Petey the Parrot.
This is K-Dog's private pet, PDT Parrot. And he's got some things to say. And when Sunrise Sammy calls with her weather forecast, we're going to hear from Petey. Again, we are coming to you live and local from the Barter Manor studio, which we're going to be calling home for most of the summer, apparently. Unless we get a call to go on the road. But we're going to talk about where we thought we were going to be and where... this is starting to really piss me off. I'm sorry. You can say that. Right, Petey? I can say that, right?
Okay, all right.
We are streaming live across the brilliant sun-drenched cornfields of the Midwest and streaming to everyone all over the world. And we are brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with Union Park Tavern and a host of many other very fine local businesses. Elmo and myself remain committed to the Kenosha area. And we will continue to broadcast live and local, bringing you the most up-to-date news, weather, sports, and entertainment. Not too much sports, but not too much entertainment because everything's been canceled. We're going to get into that. If you want to watch the replay, you don't have to wait for a certain time. You just go to YouTube or Kenosha Today Breakfast Club, and away you go, right? Or Facebook.
We're talking about sports. They're talking about the Renaissance Fair is closed down too. So I think we should have jousting in the backyard here at Barter Manor.
Listen, we're going to get into the 4th of July.
Eat some barbecued chicken legs or turkey legs and jousting.
Yeah, bring in the horses.
That's right.
We'll put a little ring on Captain Mike's head and see if he can. Oh! Everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our fans who have joined us, Kenosha Today Nation, and liked us on Facebook. Our phone number, as you can see, 262-597-3020. Give us a call. It is 71 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation this morning.
Beautiful day.
For those in the stock market, they had a great week, closing at over 27,000, which was started the week at 25-something, and a big shift, averaging 26. Last week, it said it was only averaging about 24. So, despite the outlook of the unemployment, things seem to be progressing, and hopefully they can sustain this, because the history is up one week and down the next week. So, anyway, Elmo, from the pandemic room, Unemployed Saturday starts right now.
Right now, okay.
All right, let's get some of this stuff off Uncle Scottie's chest. Got to calm down. Like Casey, so cover up the nerves.
Got those veins popping out.
We were going to be, the last event this summer was supposed to be the summer's 4th of July parade. I was getting ready to fax in my application. And we were ready to rock and roll. We had all the suspects lined up. Well, then there was a twist, and according to a recommendation of the county's health, what's her name? What's her county
Nazi?
health official? Nazi? Well, not Nazi. Well, maybe. But, she recommended canceling it. So this village of Summers, a town of Summers, whatever, I guess they went along with this. And there's other things. She also made a recommendation, is gin Fahrenheit or whatever. I don't care. You know, I'm taking your attitude. You know what? I went along
we don't
with
care
this.
anymore.
I went along with this March into April and into May. But now to basically eliminate the next 3 months in the summer and into September,
Summer is canceled.
I'm livid. And especially, here's another no fair. How about
No
the
county
Kenosha News?
fair.
No county fair.
No state fair.
And I guess on the advice of this Jen Fahrenheit, you know, I was hoping to at least let the kids show the animals and let the bid, because here last year's winner, a 1,360 pound, went for $5.50 a pound. That's a good chunk of change for a kid.
Didn't you used to date her?
Her mother. Can't you tell?
Yeah. See the resemblance?
This little thing down here, that means it's a male, right?
I don't know. Show it to the camera. What do you do? Nobody can see what you're doing. So okay.
Yeah, this little thing right there. That's his tool. I think that means it's a she. It's a he. And again, the Bristol Renaissance Fair that was supposed to be later, starting on the 4th of July through Labor Day, gone.
Here's another thing there's two more things we can do at Barter Manor. We can have the Fairest of the Fair competition here, and also Wench Day that they have at...
Fairest of the Fair?
They also have Wench Day out at the Renaissance Fair. We could hold that here, too.
Boy, possibilities are
We're
endless.
just a plethora of ideas here to restore your summer fun.
What the plan is, since we're now out of the 4th of July parade, we're going to do it here. We were going to do a live stream on the 4th because it's on Saturday. However, we thought we're going to invite some of our favorite.
Well, we can still do the live stream in the morning, and we just record the thing in the afternoon if you want to. Or that might be too much for one day.
Yeah. That's the problem. I only have 7 years old and I got a heart, you know. But we're going to invite all our cast of characters, and it almost says here, look at, we can get the jousting and put that's got some possibilities. And this, although she didn't have nothing to do with this thing, Summerfest was canceled.
Summerfest is now Bummerfest.
And I get that, because all the bands that were going to come here have canceled their summer tours. So why open it up? And not only was the regular Summerfest, you had German Fest and you had Italian
all the
Fest
festivals, right.
Toast. And that's a shame, because they stand to lose a lot of money. The unofficial word I also got, this actually about a week ago, is all the church festivals have been unofficially canceled by the Archdiocese, although I haven't seen official. But you know what? Those churches if they don't have that money, I'm going to be the only one at communion here with my Bible. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, they canceled Summerfest. And of course, we knew that the Wisconsin Fair, that's canceled. I guess they get a couple 100,000. And here's something that's really, I don't know how I'm going to end with this. The Kenosha buses are to suspend service at 4 p.m. But that was only, I think that's because of the protests and everything, right?
Right.
And I was thinking of taking my last romantic sunset trolley ride.
Will the trolley still be going? Have they resumed the trolley yet? I haven't seen it out.
I don't think so. I don't even know if they have limited bus service. But again, at some point in time, you know, we're going to get into a little more of this code and some of these things. You gotta, businesses have suffered enough. People are unemployed. They can't make their payments, and especially now for the summer. I guess we've closed up shop. Mm-hmm. But like Elmo pointed out, what's going to happen is, who's going to benefit from all of these? The bars,
the local taverns.
You know, I remember
that money's going to go someplace that was normally spent on all those festivals and Country Thunder, and which we haven't even mentioned, and and all this other stuff. Yeah. That money's going somewhere. Especially if they keep Illinois locked down, we're going to be flocking up here like buzzards on a carcass, man.
Now, he didn't mean that the people in Illinois were buzzards. That's some term of endearment, I suppose. But I had a guy who owned a very popular restaurant bar in town. This was a couple of years ago. And some of the churches would come in and say, hey, can you make a donation for the raffle? Mm-hmm. He says, you folks should be giving me money. Yeah. Because whenever you have your festival,
you take my business away.
I'm done. So I think that's going to bring a whole new, the norm for a summer in Kenosha.
Well, when I ran Oktoberfest in Kemper, I made that a point. I would not ask any establishments that we may potentially be competing with to be a sponsor. Some wanted to be sponsors and came forth anyway because they.
Well, it's a good cause.
Well, they said you shut down at 10 o'clock and. Hey, if we're a sponsor, they all come over to our place after that. So that's
two-way street.
Hey, yep.
And the county identified. I think this was just breaking last Saturday, and the county identified 7 establishments that tested positive. And I didn't think they were going to publish them, but little Miss Farfarate. We're making a lot of points down there in the health department, aren't we?
Yep.
Anyway, they come out and name them. And so I guess the other side of the coin is, I suppose we would, the coin.
Well, I think you should know.
Yeah. Duke's Country Saloon, Coin Sports Bar, Mickey's Rat Race Lounge. Somebody said, don't worry about getting COVID-19.
No, they're actually very nice people.
Yes, I know.
So, yep.
But anyway, to take this one step further, the day this appears in the paper, they announced the big blood drive that Coins had the day before, and raised they had 100 people in there, and they had, they raised 35 pounds of blood? And I think the same thing happened back in March, the day before they closed all this down. Trumper had their blood drive. So if you do it right, and you wear a mask, and what can spread COVID-19 more than blood if you spill it, or worse, you could get AIDS or something. But they did it smart, and I applaud the people from Coins for going ahead and doing that. And so they all wore masks, blood donation stations 6 feet apart. Gloves were changed and sanitized, all of those good things. And then this is expected this week. If she recommended canceling everything else, I can't. In fact, she's already sent a letter to the county board. I firmly believe this festival should not go forward for the protection of the health, safety, welfare of persons in Kenosha. I say buzz off. She's not an elected official.
Nope.
And for one person to have this much power, and of course all the elected officials are going to say, well, what happens if somebody
We have to follow her.
Yeah, we have a recommendation. So
it's a conspiracy, I tell you, a conspiracy.
Damn conspiracy. And let the people decide. If you don't want to go, then don't.
Yep.
If you want to give blood, give blood. And
so what were they trying? What did she write a letter to shut down?
To the county board, because the county board has the deciding factor to issue a license to Country Thunder.
Oh, you didn't say Country Thunder.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
I didn't either. No, but I meant I never do. But I meant Country Thunder. So, but because they got to give them the permits. So here we are. 80% of our businesses are failing in town. People unemployed, and now you want to take more income away from the people in country. That's not going to be till the end of July. It was supposed to be.
It's third week.
Third week, July 16th through the 19th. So that upset me. I'm on a roll here, Elmo. So I did my fact checking, and we have tested 8,684 people have been tested negative, and so we've had. Confirmed cases, 1,252. Deaths, 33. And out of the 33, let me point out, 25 of them were over the age of 65. Now, I'm not diminishing the fact that somebody's going to die, but I don't think it should all be blamed on this. And only 3% of all results were positive this week, and it's went way down. So, what are we just going to sit on our butts for the next 3 months? It's going to continue
to go down. Although I can see, it's uncertain, and these people. It takes a lot of planning to put these events together. So they go, why should we go to all this work when the thing's going to get canceled anyway? I can see their point of view there.
I get that. And shutting the city down costs us thousands in revenue, sales tax, all the entertainment venues, the musicians are done.
They don't care. We're just going to jack up everybody's property taxes and everything like that. So they'll get blood out of us one way or another, those leeches.
Gal ought to be put to sleep. No, but what's going to happen is like every other municipality all across the country, with everything, sales tax being down in the county and through the state, it's got to come from somewhere. And
that's right.
Where do you think it's going to come from? You think the government?
How about slashing employees? That's any other business has to do that.
Talk about non-essential.
The UW system wants $1 billion line of credit. How about cutting your staff? That's the first place it starts. because who knows how many students you're going to have coming back. That's the other thing. So are you going to need all that stuff?
So here,
Hey, they're going to burn Madison down anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
probably by Sunday. What did they? That's going nuts over in Madison. But
that's
you know what she claims. Now here's the I guess the people that have tested positive. 20% have the chills, 30% have headaches, 38% have fever, and 51% have a cough. Well, you know what I call that, Elmo?
a cold.
That's a Sunday. That's a Sunday after a Kenosha Today production meeting at the boathouse. I mean, everybody's had that. You know, last year, unfortunately, 130,000 people died of just the normal flu.
Yep.
And now we're a little over 100. And I'm not demeaning the fact that, you know, we might lose another. I don't think we're going to lose maybe 20,000 more. Yesterday, for the first time.
It'll be, okay, slightly higher than average year because probably a lot of people that would, you know, are dying of this that would have croaked from the flu anyway.
Well, here's a good example. This last week, 3 more deaths in Kenosha. One 66-year-old male, one 90-year-old female, and a 93-year-old female. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel bad for the family. I seriously do.
Right. And who knows what, you know, what other conditions did they have?
Old age. My throat is burning, Elmo. My mouth is on fire. Now, the city council, I mean, these guys got to get in there. And all Anaranium, God love Mayor Andrew John Anaranium, he just wanted to say, let there be some outdoor seating for an extension for restaurants and bars so that you can practice the good social distancing, and let's get them up and running. But then you got old Alderman Snowflake out there. I got to see this in paper. So now you're going to put this off till not this week, but the following Monday, because it has to go through these readings. Let the people open up. God.
Yep.
I mean, it's okay. So you know what, Alderman?
Can you say control freak?
There. You know what he's going to say? In order for you to have outdoor seating, you got to have a snow plowing plan. You got to have a couple shovels right there.
Right there.
'Cause, you know, we've had some tremendous bad snowstorms in the month of June, July, and August here in
Bags of ice melter.
Oh, throw that in the cocktails. We announced, it was last week that the Unified School District had canceled all of their in-person graduations. And I thought that was a stretch. And so now, just the other day, they decided to have a drive-through. What they're going to do is you get in your car, and they're going to have like a parade, for example, at the Tremper parking lot. You just drive up, wave at the camera, get your diploma, and away you go. And what I did see here is, because they had listed all the times, and since I went to Tremper, I'm very proud of this. They have their graduation parade at 9:45 in the morning, which you went to Tremper too.
Yes, I
We'll
did.
verify this a couple different years apart. It gives the kids the rest of the day to get kind of liquored up and go down into the beach and party on. Mm-hmm. Now, again, contrasting to that, Waterford came up and they're going to have theirs. And look this is a picture of the gym where they put 2 seats apart and run 6 feet. And everybody's going to they go across the stage and they're going to limit the long speeches. You know, who wants to sit in a gym, you know, for 2 hours anyway in the hot summer?
Yeah.
So get your diploma, say thanks for coming, and you get out. But they made it happen. Mm-hmm. Waterford. I applaud those folks. And I guess the bad side of this is we have decided to trade our county health director to Waterford for a draft choice and cash.
No, we'll send her and Colin Kaepernick to Waterford for.
Yeah, there you go. There's a match made in heaven, isn't it? You know, I think as long as you brought that, we're going to get into some of that. What he did, I think that's probably 3 years ago when he basically got unofficially banned. Mm-hmm. But his thing was the flag, if I understand this right. And Drew Brees got.
Well, they claimed it wasn't.
It was, okay. But nobody listened. But now I think you're going to see, my guess is you're going to see a lot more of that as we go on. And so anyway, here's an article. This was in New York. The guy is menacing the police, and he's got a knife, and he's got an antique gun. And so he's been tested positive for the virus. The guy's 55 years old, Ricardo Cardona. And he says, please kill me. And
Yeah. Suicide by cop.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. So they commented, point, down you go. And but gone. But he got listed instead of suicide by cop. He got listed in the thing for COVID-19. For those that are still waiting for your Wisconsin unemployment checks, it's going to be a little bit longer. Out of a third of weekly unemployment claims, 675 out of 2 million.
I know somebody's still waiting. She says, "Well, I got a useless phone call." So it'll be at least another 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. And if you can get in, they say you can call, but they clearly on
Yeah, no,
their
she
website,
finally got in, but then she just said, "Oh, it'll be at least another 2 weeks."
Yeah. Well, if they pay you from when you originally started, like for example, if you started back in March, and they give you a lump sum, there's 2 phases of this coming. One from the state, which is a minimum of $162 a week and a maximum of $3 something, and then there's the big one, $600 from the Fed. That seems like everybody's going to get. But
I think most of them have already.
I don't know of anybody that's. Well, these are all self-employed people that I'm.
Is that the stimulus money or unemployment from the Fed?
It's unemployment from the Fed. Yeah, everybody seems to have gotten their stimulus. But if you're waiting for your regular 2019 refund, I should have brought that thing. I'll bring it next week. They have taken millions of tax returns and they're sitting in a warehouse storage unit because they put all their efforts into the stimulus and they're going to get to these. So if you got a refund coming from the Fed, I'm serious. Might be.
We'll get around to it someday.
Yeah. And if it goes beyond
the checks in the mail.
Well, they've extended the thing. Yeah, checks in the mail. If it goes beyond July 15th, they, I guess by law, have to pay you interest. So, anyway, waiting for that. Well, going back to the Wisconsin unemployment, our governor, Tony the Tiger Evers, he says help is on the way. Elmo, I recall that was the same thing. The same words that they used when the Titanic called in 2 in the morning. Help is on the way. There's our number, 262-597-3020. The NBA, National Basketball Association, approved a 22-team season to return on July 31st. I guess that's all the players are going to be in Walt Disney Complex. And
playing 24/7 in front of no people.
In front of no people. And they said they're going to have microphones there. So you're going to hear all the trash talking that would go on in a game and all of that stuff.
They got a dump button.
Yeah. And to go along with that, Major League Baseball resoundingly rejected an offer from the owners. Yep. And I just don't understand that. I mean, guys were going to take prorated pay cuts, play 82, maybe even 100 games. So instead of making $12 million, you're going to make $6 million. I'm sorry, I don't know. I have a problem with that if you can't play baseball for $6 million. But here's 2 contrasting major sports. And I said to Elmo the other day, whoever thought that we, in the middle of July, we'd be watching basketball and not baseball? And of course, football's got a little more lead time, so we'll see what happens. If Sunrise Sammy, if you're watching, give us a call, and we'll take your call on the hotline. Call us there, and we'll get to you. PD wants to talk to you. After the protests we hear that started peaceably last Sunday afternoon into Saturday night, things kind of got violent. On Monday, I guess across the country, 1 million new applications for conceal and carry permits went up. And we had a discussion about this. I think if you were to purchase a weapon in Wisconsin, I think you have to wait, right? You can't just buy it and
That's
walk
a
out.
federal law.
Oh, it's a federal law. Oh,
federal
okay.
law is they have to do a background check, and the feds have 3 days in which to send back the results. So it's not a 3-day waiting period. They have 3 days to send it back. If they send it back in 1 day, you can get it in 1 day. But after 3 days, if they don't send it back, hey, just go get your gun. So.
You had a couple of photos, or maybe it was K-Dog, of a small place in North Dakota, South Dakota, East, one of those places. And these were citizens. They had a very small...
Oh, it's Idaho.
Idaho, yeah. And so these were regular citizens, and they had like a 6-person police, and these guys were locked and loaded with AK-47s.
Well, there's word, wherever this town is, which he's been to, so he's got a friend out there. But there was word that the anarchist groups were coming in from Spokane, Washington, so that Hey, the citizenry was ready to rock and roll out there, I can tell you what.
And now there's this movement, we're going to get to this, about defunding police departments. I don't, I suppose there's, if you want to defund something, defund government. Not I mean, really, you can, aldermen...
Tons of waste there.
Tons of waste. But don't defund services, fire protection, police protection.
Right.
You know, we want our garbage picked up, and for that we pay. And
In any city, all you got to worry is about the 3 S's: streets, safety, sanitation. You take care of that, everything else takes care of itself.
well, some of our streets are kind of on the on the Baghdad.
Well,
but you're
okay,
right.
so, but that's where the priority should be. You take care of those 3 items, pretty much everything else will take care of itself.
After the riot that we had.
Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, we do?
Yep.
Maybe that's Sammy. Hello?
Nope. Okay, now you're in.
Hello?
Hello.
Sammy, Sunrise.
What's up?
Hey, are you watching this?
No.
Well, get to oh, you got to watch this because Petey the Parrot, we went to great lengths for this part of the entertainment. Can you get yourself and hook it up, have Mike hook it up for you?
They're not here, but I can try to get Owen's phone.
Oh, okay. While you're doing that, hang on.
Owen went to
Uh-oh.
you out.
What's that?
Good night. Hold on.
Good night.
Well, Petey the Petey the Parrot's on a roll here.
You can tell how interesting this show is. He's already fallen asleep.
All right, now we've programmed some things in here
I don't
just
know
for
if we
you.
can hear him, but we forgot to mic him up.
Oh, all right, here you go.
Hold on, I'm not watching yet.
Oh, well, good. It's not working yet. Oh, come on.
I'm trying to find it on my mom's phone.
Well, this was working before.
You're not supposed to show the remote control, Scott.
Oh.
It's supposed to be hidden.
Well, it's supposed to be. I didn't remember. I was doing this from the front. Oh, come on.
I don't know how this thing works.
Well, see, you rub it in the back.
Hi there.
Hi there. Supposed to respond to you.
Okay.
Pretty bird.
Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going for the.
Hey, tight.
All right. I got this on. All right. All right.
What's up? I'm trying to find the light.
Oh, good, because I'm trying to get the dumb thing to work. I am.
Oh, I'm watching now.
Okay. Now I got some special things here. That's not one of them. All right. It's got. This is. There we go.
All right, yeah.
Did you hear that?
Petey the farting parrot. Okay, there we go.
No.
All right. Let me. Here we go. I'll play it again.
Excuse me.
Isn't that funny stuff there, Sammy?
Oh, yeah.
Here's one I know you like. Let's see if I can get this. All right. See,
Scottie and his toys. You know what the...
here's another one.
Oh, there we go.
That's Aladdin for you. And then here's one from you to your mother.
I love you.
No, that's okay. That's it probably. But here's what you say to her. I've heard you say it.
Whatever. Oh my God.
And then here's the coup de grace here. This is the finale.
Let's rock to the swamp walk.
I'll get blocked for copyright violation.
Play to the beat. To the left.
Ah, well, we didn't mean it.
Swing to the left.
All right, now to get rid of this, I gotta hit it in the back of the head. Whoa.
Go around. Clap your wings to the funky sound. Is it fun to dance and rock?
You're supposed to stop, you dumb bird.
Swing to rock, 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 rock.
K-Dog said not to do it because it goes on forever.
I know, but it says here, I'm reading the instructions. Press the back of his head.
There we go.
All right, now I got to turn Petey down here.
Where did you get this thing from?
Oh, this is from our good friend K-Dog. He bought this years ago when he was sales manager for Modine, and he took it to trade shows. And so we were looking to spice up the show, and we did this about 8-10 years ago on back in Channel 14. But I thought, this is why you need to get your education, so you don't have to sit here on a Saturday morning and do this. So, at any rate, what are you going to be doing this summer? Are you finding something to do constructive other than sleep?
I just started work this past Wednesday. So I went in Wednesday and I went in yesterday for $5.
Oh, what are you doing?
I work at the ESC.
Oh, is that one of those things where you can continue that come when the school's open?
Yeah, me and my friend Abby Waller, her mom works there.
Yeah.
And so last summer we helped out with the math curriculum, like putting it together for her. And then this summer, well, right now we're getting together the summer school stuff for the little kids to pick up.
You know, I think your mother and Aunt Nancy did that when they were seniors. They got out of school at noon and went to work to be an assistant at one of the elementary schools and got paid for it. So.
Yeah, they don't let you leave school early anymore. You have to have a certain amount of credits, which is basically a whole day worth of credits.
Well.
You can't leave, but I just go in after school normally.
Oh. Well, do you want me to write you a note? That's credit.
No thanks.
They'll put her in detention after that.
Yeah. Here's the detention room. All right. What do you have for us today in the form of weather?
Well, today it's supposed to be sunny all day, which is really, really good. And it's supposed to be sunny on Sunday and Monday, but it's supposed to rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, and be cloudy for the rest of the week.
So you're going to be out in a pool this afternoon?
Well, it's Aladdin's birthday today, so probably not.
Oh, so what? Aladdin, his name's his parents start calling him Aladdin, and then thing's a problem. What did you buy him for a birthday present, or don't you want to tell us?
I bought him a pair of Crocs and some fishing stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
Crocs.
Crocs. What's Crocs? Is that a shoe?
They're shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's nice.
I worked with the guy that invented
They're the
those.
shoes that all my brothers and Mike wear.
Oh, okay. I've seen him when I was over there the other day, and well, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you talking to Petey here because he was waiting all week long to perform for you, and
He didn't do so well.
I think was operator error. He says, "Don't show the remote." Well, at any rate, you still there?
Nope.
Oh. Well, she must have dropped us, right?
No, you hit a button because you're on now.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Oops.
Oh, how the heck did that happen?
There.
I didn't turn it off.
Yep. No. Nope, she's still on. You screwed up it on your phone. Okay, we're done here.
All right, Sammy. Good luck. Thanks. Well, let's take a break, and I'll reconnect.
All right. I hit something here. We'll take a break.
We'll take a break, and
Can't
we'll
see nothing.
reconnect her and come right back.
You got to stay away from fish, those shoes are made.
Okay, we're back, Scotty.
All right. Hello.
And we got a caller here too, if I can connect him up. So.
Are you there, caller?
No, I haven't connected him.
Oh.
You gotta wait for me. Come on.
Sorry.
You got a little flustered there. You know what the heck?
It comes with time.
Credit card call. Card calling you to tell you send them some cash. What the heck is going on? Still got music playing. All right. Now we're back to normal.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
Hello, it's Scott and Elmo. This is Shirley.
Hi,
Oh
Shirley.
my God, you found us.
Yeah, I found you.
Just as you call in, our line goes. I screwed that up. That was by accident. So, well, how have
Yeah, I like the bird.
you?
Okay, you watching us then? Yeah, okay.
So you were able to
Yeah.
locate us, right? Obviously.
Yes, we were. You look really good on the computer. You look good.
It's in person that we have problems.
Yeah, right.
So we haven't talked to you. Go
Did
ahead.
you wave at me? I know you.
It takes a while.
A
There's a
little
delay.
delay.
There's a delay. So
We haven't talked to you since the third week of February. So
I know. How the heck are you?
well, we're making it. We started this, and it's a long way from where we were 4 or 5 weeks ago. And we added some new equipment, some new lights, and the backdrop looks pretty good. So
It does. It looks really good.
it wasn't as it's more of a technical situation than we thought about. But this is working out, and this is the future right here. Everybody. This live streaming or podcast or Zooming or whatever you want to call it.
well, zooming's different.
Okay, but it's still coming here. If you watch any major news network, it's all the interviews.
That's all they're doing right now.
That's all, yeah. And I think you're going to see not the old normal, but this is what you're going to see coming in the future. And so what I had to adjust was after 6-7 years on the radio, it's like almost says we had to redirect the camera, and
You got to look at the camera.
a television show. And so we're getting there, and we dropped it down and put the different monitors and these new lights. So we're still working on some phone issues, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're looking real good, and you sound good. And
How did?
so I'm glad I found you. I saw the phone number. I said, oh well, I'll give it a try.
Yep.
And as soon as your number came up, the thing dropped, and I got panicky and I lost it, and I apologize for that. So
Don't put Scott in charge of
Yeah,
anything technical.
God. Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
no.
I have trouble.
Is that your granddaughter you were talking to?
Yeah. She's she's going to be 18, and Samantha
Sounds really good.
Samantha Pierce, and we call her Sunrise Sammy, and gives her something to do.
She does the weather every week. Yep.
She does our weather and puts up with some nonsense, and so it's been a fun trip, and she's been entertaining.
How old is she?
17.
17? Oh, okay. She's still in high school?
She got 1 year left, right? She'll be a senior.
Uh-huh.
And I hope, and now she's got a twin brother, Owen, and they'll both be seniors at Tremper, and I'm just hoping that they don't have to endure and go through everything that this year's class had to, with no graduation and no nothing. So, as Elmo and I have been talking, we got to start doing something. Everything in the summertime's been canceled.
Yeah, I know. No, they couldn't go to the prom. No prom.
That's
Yep.
right.
That was really sad. That I just really, when I was a junior, I went to the prom, and that was the highlight of my whole year.
I'm sure you warmed that guy with the pink tuxedo up, too.
Am I going to need the dump button for this?
I did.
Yeah, almost says, he just asked me, do I have to use the dump button for this? We don't have a dump button.
Nope.
But
No,
we can get away with some
Yeah,
things.
that was really something. The pink pants it was. Yeah.
So how's your pot out in the garage doing? Did you have to go through a harvest, or are you waiting to harvest that?
Yeah, it's doing really great right now.
Good.
Warm. It needs the warmth, so I open the door and it's really doing good.
Sounds like a pro at this. Jesus.
Yeah, and I got pots on my
front porch too.
Oh boy.
Boy.
With
I've got plants
with
all over.
flowers in it, moss roses and different kind of flowers on the front porch.
I've got flowers
That's
all over
it.
Barter Manor, and I have to water them every day.
Yeah, right.
Get Wash the dust off.
the plastic. Yeah, that's.
So how are you?
Everything's going good with you too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been. I know what that is. I haven't been out golfing lately, or at all this year.
all.
I had some. I was taking my wheelbarrow off the wall, and I strained some lower abdominal muscles, and I've been hobbling around here. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick with that for now. But
Yeah.
we made it. Now that the boathouse and the Union Park Tavern is back opening up, and we can go in there, and we're not social distancing. I mean, if we don't want
Yeah,
to go
to a
there-
certain extent,
yeah, we
yeah.
are. But it's the same old nonsense.
Yeah.
That stuff hasn't changed, but at any rate, we were going to be in the 4th of July parade, and
Summer's
that
up.
got everything's canceled. The whole summer's canceled.
Yeah.
So we are going to.
Everything's canceled, right?
Yeah, but enough's enough. Come on. I
I
am.
wonder if Country Thunder, if that's going to get
Yeah,
canceled.
There's a board meeting. County board has to issue a permit. It's coming up on Tuesday, and we talked about that earlier. This county board director of health, Jen Phosphate, already put in a recommendation not to have it. It's costing us a lot of money by recommendations of a person who's not even. We don't even get to vote for. We just get to sit here and mispronounce her name. I mean, that's fun to a point, right?
Right.
But that's just me. So,
Yeah, so.
well, anyway, keep in touch.
Tell Jim Matzer, I want to say hi to Jim Matzer. I've known Jim Matzer, little Jimmy, he was like 10 years old when I was a good friend of his sister.
Little Jimmy's put on some.
I've known Jimmy Matzer since he was 10 years old.
Little Jimmy's put on some lbs as of late. So, but Dennis called in last week. First time we've heard from him in a while. But people will find us, and once we get here we are. So we're going to be here every Saturday. We may not be here for 2 hours, but we'll be here generally at least for an hour
Until we run out of material.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you know what? When we were back on the radio, out of 120 minutes, we were actually only there for maybe 2/3 of that because of all the commercials.
It's about 20 minutes, a half hour.
Yeah.
So
So we're
with the news
close.
and everything else. So
We don't. We're going to build up some more sponsors. Our original intent was to take this on the road and promote a business on a Saturday morning. But as businesses open up, probably closer to fall because summertime. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. But we don't have to pay. You won't have to pay us $100, or maybe it was $99 or something. We haven't figured that out.
well,
yet.
things are slow in the summer
Yeah.
because people want to be outside. They're not
Right.
going to be sitting inside watching their
Yeah.
TV if it's nice on a Saturday.
And that's been that way for any time
forever.
since we started.
Even with the
it,
radio, it's that
yeah,
way.
Right.
Yep.
So.
Well, I'm glad I found you. I'm glad I found you on the computer. You look really good.
So does this mean you're going to call us?
Sure, we
Next
need
week.
callers. We need some more callers. Yeah.
Probably so, if you don't
Yep,
mind.
yep.
No, go ahead.
Call in. So, yep.
So, if you got anything to talk about,
Well, I just really miss baseball.
Yep.
yeah.
If they're going to have it at all this year or not, they don't know yet, do they?
Well, the players' union rejected it. I don't think they're going to have baseball. And like we talked earlier in the program, a guy was going to make $12 million, had to take a prorated pay cut, and he was only going to make 4 or 5. Well, if you can't play 100 games or 80 for $5 million, I don't have any sympathy for you. They're just going to. Remember the year when some years back when baseball went on strike? I think it was about '95.
Right.
Well, they brought in the scab players, and you know what? Basically all of the minor league players are now free agents, so they'd have no trouble filling.
No.
But I don't know if a minor leaguer would want to cross the line and do that. But who's going to watch minor league? But they showed them anyway.
Right.
But basketball looks like it's
You're
going to come back
If
soon.
they can't do it for $5 million, really.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I certainly think they could do it for $4 or $5 million, don't you?
Well, yeah. You do.
Yeah.
You better be careful so the protesters don't come up to your house and try to break into your stash out in the garage.
Oh yeah, right.
Now they're
Well,
after.
they were close to my house.
Yeah,
right
they
at
sure were.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Roosevelt and Roosevelt Road. We live right there, so
Yep.
we saw it. We could see what was going on.
Kind of ugly, wasn't it?
Scary, very
Scary, yeah, and ugly too. so.
Surely they're probably after moss roses, so watch out.
Better get an armed guard. You got a gun or weapon?
Oh, Gary's got tons of them.
Yeah, no comment.
You got an arsenal.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to keep it a secret.
Yeah. Well, I can just see the
Yeah,
headlines.
it's just too bad, isn't it? That I just could
Yep.
not believe that could happen in Kenosha.
I can see the headline some morning. Granny guns down looter.
Yeah, right.
All right, Shirley, I got to get running here, but appreciate the call. Call us
Okay,
next week.
So good to talk to you two.
Right.
Shirley, watch the end of the show. We're going to end with I Am the Flag
That's
today
right.
for D-Day. So
It's a tribute
Oh,
to
I
D-Day.
love that. I love that. You're going to play that?
At
Yep.
the end of the show.
Oh, good. Yeah, just keep up the good work.
thank you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.
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 Thanks.
Yeah,
Bye.
okay. No. Here's what I
Bye.
needed to take off. That's why I keep getting that other thing. All right. So we're still hooked up, right?
Yeah.
Anybody want to call us? 262-597-3020. And, everybody knows I don't want to talk too much about this, but I guess maybe everybody's saying we need to have discussions about what went on in Minneapolis. And all right, so they upped the charges to this guy from 3rd degree to 2nd degree. Listening to all the legal experts, they're thinking that they might have a problem convicting on 2nd degree because you have to show intent, whereas 3rd degree you didn't.
Well, no, there's something else come out. Apparently, the two of them worked together at some bar or restaurant, and there had been problems in the past
I did hear
about
that,
that.
right.
So,
And then,
if they get into that, they may be able to jack it up to 1st degree. If this guy,
Well, that could.
well, he could have been, who knows? But
then to make charges for what they did for the other three, they had up his from 3rd degree to 2nd degree. It gets really tricky.
Yep.
I didn't understand it, but they have to convict him first before they can try these other three. And what came to light, I mean, everybody wants justice. I want
Right.
justice, and the country demands justice. But this guy, this prosecutor, who's I think he's the state attorney general.
right,
I don't think
he's a
this,
piece of work too. But
I
that's
don't.
another
I don't
story.
see that this going to hit a courtroom for 2 years after
Yeah,
all
we'll
the
see.
bargaining and everything else. And now
The thing for the other three, they're charged with aiding and abetting, and usually you have to take an active role in that, like driving the getaway car in a bank robbery
Yeah.
or something like that. Just not acting, and what are you going to do? Pull because this guy was basically a senior officer to them. What are you going to do? Grab him and pull him off of him or
well,
something?
the one
like
guy,
that?
this is only his 3rd shift.
Yep.
And the other guy was only been on the force a couple
Yeah,
of
so
days,
they're
too.
going to have some trouble proving that with those guys, I think.
And then the change of venue. I mean, trying to get a jury. I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate, but this is going to be a long road or process here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's suppose, hypothetically, you get 6 black and 6 white jurors. All it takes is one, and the thing is a hung jury, right? Or does it have to be a
Well,
majority?
but no, you need a unanimous for that. Well, that doesn't matter. It's not majority rules on a jury, Scott.
No. What I meant was, okay, you got 12, right?
Right.
And-
Unless you have all 12, it's a hung jury.
Right. That's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. Yeah. And
So the rest of it really doesn't matter.
right. And now the other thing, like I almost said, it came to light that these two guys, the cop and this guy, worked together. What are you doing, you pervert? And so, this guy, he didn't have a good week. He kills a guy on Tuesday, he gets fired on Wednesday. Thursday he's arrested, and Friday his wife files for divorce. Not a good week for this guy.
I've been there.
He didn't kill anybody. And now the autopsy showed that George Floyd had tested positive on April 3rd for the COVID-19. And he also had some narrowing his arteries and some other amphetamines. So you
And some drugs in the system,
and
too.
you get a good defense lawyer, which the police union is going to provide him.
Yep.
And I wouldn't expect this guy to be convicted anytime in the first 2 years. under all of those things. And we'll have to see how it plays out, but this prosecutor, he's got his work cut out for him, no doubt. We talked about protesters trying to defund the police. You can defund government, but don't defund the police things. And of course, what would a week go by without the President Trump making a splash here and there? And the protests were so bad on Sunday. They ushered him and his wife and Barron down to the bunker, and he says, "No, I just went for an inspection." Well, I got to tell you what, protesters knocking at my door. I'm heading for the bunker, and you better get lock and loaded here. You know who was after that on Monday? He denied that he was just down there for an inspection, and his
Yeah, it was kind of a dumb
his
thing
new
to
bunker inspector is Stormy Daniels, and geez, what a bargain! What a bargain for $130,000 almost.
Who's inspecting who?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a photo op in the park, probably not the best thing he ever did, and he turned people against him with that. And
Well,
they'll
it
send
doesn't,
him
well, I don't
Bible.
know how much. A lot of people thought it was great.
It's-
He
you're
turns
right.
the media against him, and the media it's against everything he does. So
Yeah, that's true.
it doesn't matter. He just ignores it. So
As we wind down here, this is kind of on a lighter note. This is a simple device, how to stop a barking dog. And they went on here. I can't believe how out of control my dog has gotten. Just cutest thing I've ever seen. Beautiful yellow lab. His barking has become a real problem. And here's how we do it at Barter Manor when we got barking dogs. We just put a bowl of sausages out in the middle of the road and say, "Here, go play in the middle of 28th Street. If that don't work, we'll take down Washington Road." Nothing. Oh, you're gonna love this one, Elmo. Mom discovers new simple trick to stop wasting money on toilet paper. This gal takes a trip to, I think it's Japan, and it's called the Clear Rear. How easy it is to install.
it's a bidet, right?
Well, I guess it's set up on a timer, so you can do this, and it was 13 minutes, 22 seconds, and then week 2, how well Clear Rear works, and really works as well as, to be honest, I just can't believe that the Japanese. Who'd ever thought the Japanese would beat us in something of technology, right?
Tora.
Yeah. Oh, we got to do a top 10, and then we can close up here.
All right.
You want to mention anything new that's going on at Union Park?
Still working on the remodeling and down there, so it's quite nice in there, and they're starting music on a limited basis. So that's
Good. It won't take long before everybody gets
Nope.
up to snuff. Announcement this week that Disneyland, or Disney World, is going to be reopening and have to do all this social distancing. And so I came up with, this was written in our home office on the patio here at Barter Manor, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. The top 10 new events at Disney World's reopening. Oh, I don't know what you let Petey do this. Number 10, Snow White's Pandemic Virgin Castle. Number 9, Uncle Scottie tweeting, "It's a small world after all." Number 8, the Chicken Little COVID looting task force. Number 7, the Seven Dwarfs lobbing tear gas canisters at Beauty and the Beast. Number 6, President Donald Duck praying with a Bible on Twitter Mountain. Number 5, Dr. Cinderella Burks exchanging scars with Robin Hood. Number 4, conceal and carry permits the use of Winnie the Pooh rectal thermometers. Number 3, Pocahontas social distancing from Nancy Pelosi at Fantasyland. Number 2, 101 Dalmatians wearing National Guard uniforms. And the number 1 new event at Disney World, Mickey Mouse inspecting the White House bunker with Dave E. Crockett. Okay.
All right.
All right, now,
That was wonderful.
thank you. I suppose all of this other stuff. As most of you know and aware, that June 6th is today is the 76th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy. And I came across this, and then we're going to play I Am the Flag. This is an editorial. It says, "Even the youngest soldier who stormed the beaches at Normandy on June 6, 1944, and who live among us today are well into their 90s. So the 76th anniversary of D-Day is the biggest observance before the memory bearer, and the line separates events lived and witnessed by people who are still able to talk about it." Last year they only had 1 or 2 people that actually lived in France that was there. This year they didn't expect anybody. and because they're no longer alive to tell the stories by the people who were there and the D-Day survivors. And in the aftermath of the United States protected it and through its example spread its blessings across the globe. In an imperfect champion, it obsessed on race, oppressed its non-white citizens, especially African-American descendants of slaves. In the name of peacekeeping and anti-communism, it blocked the legitimate aspirations of freedom, seeking people who wanted the same blessings that Americans enjoyed. But it helped hold the world together. Its leadership, its alliance, its principles created a world in which a growing population of people live free of famine, deadly disease, state violence, poverty, or fear. More than 4,000 people died in the beaches of Normandy and millions more over the course of the war in the quest to regain Europe back from the Nazis. The living memory of the individuals who fought and died may fade, but the 76th anniversary of D-Day is a good time to remember the lasting peace, prosperity, and freedom that their sacrifice brought us, and that remains ours to keep or toss away. Maybe this will make some sense.
I am the flag of the United States of America. I was born on July 4th, 1776, and the Declaration of Independence is my birth certificate. The bloodlines of the world run through my veins, for I offer freedom to the oppressed. I stand for many things to many people. I am the nation. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Anzio, Normandy, Guam, Iwo Jima, Korea, Saigon, Grenada, Beirut, Panama, in the Persian Gulf, and a score of places long forgotten by all those who were there with me. I was there. I led my soldiers, Marines, sailors, and airmen. I followed them. I watched over them, for they loved me. When freedom called, I answered and stayed until it was over. I left my heroic dead in Flanders fields, in the oceans of the Pacific and Atlantic, in the steaming jungles of Vietnam, in the waters of the Persian Gulf, the sands of Desert Storm, and Iraqi freedom. I was conceived in freedom, and God willing in freedom I will spend the rest of my days. May I possess always the integrity, the courage, and the strength to keep myself unshackled, to remain the citadel of freedom and the beacon of strength to the rest of the world. This is my goal, my hope, and my prayer. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of countries I have helped set free. And sadly, even by my own country, and by those whom I have given the freedom to express their rights, it hurts. But I shall overcome because I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn into strips to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades in the field of battle. When I fly half-staff to honor my soldiers and lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud, I am free, and I am brave. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, dear God, long